Well, it seems to be a morning inspired by song lyrics. Which is fine. Makes sense. One of the qualities of awakeness is awakeness sees awakeness everywhere. And why not in music? So, this lyric is holding my hand while falling. Or if I was to sing it in the way that it is in the song. Whew, okay, here we go. Holding my hand while falling. And maybe the connection is already becoming apparent. There's a quality after awakening it's a bit like falling. We're falling through space. Our old reference points, the way we knew ourselves, and the way we referenced ourselves, primarily through I am this, I am that, a whole mess of I thoughts. As that sort of sense of I is dissolving, we experience something similar to a sensation of falling through space. Right? In falling through space, there's no reference point, there's no ground to orient us. Oh, this is up and down. This is good and bad. And as we allow ourselves to fall, because there is a tendency to want to grasp onto something, to find something solid, just a very natural response for anybody. And as we learn to let go into the falling. We start to become aware of a strength. You could say inner teacher, right? There's, you could call it God. You could call it life. There's some kind of hand that holds us in this falling. There's something about what we've awakened to, which stays with us as we're falling. And in good old paradoxical fashion, the hand, if you will, that we're holding on to while we're falling becomes more apparent, more sensed, more visceral in a sense, the more we allow ourselves to fall. How does one relax while falling? So I find breath very useful here. I had the good fortune of being a yoga teacher for a few years. And in that time, really learned to meet my edge with breath. And that's really what the modern practice of hatha yoga, that is movement yoga, is all about. It's finding our edges. So we, let's say we're bending over. It's, bending over with a certain, we could call it good form or alignment. Finding our edge in that posture where there's resistance, and not necessarily pushing into that edge. It's a good way to injure oneself. But finding the edge and staying at the edge and then relaxing. And in yoga, we relax release with the exhale. And as we relax, automatically we start to move deeper into the posture. And deeper could be really, really subtle. Deeper might not really be visible to someone else. But we could feel it. We can feel it in our body. So in this sense, maybe there's fear. Fear of falling. Fear of the unknown. And fear causes us to tighten, to stiffen, to breathe more shallowly, from our upper chest when we're unconscious of it. And to a degree when we're conscious of it as well. Here comes the wind. And so there's allowing that fear to be there. And then allowing ourselves to relax exhale into the unknown, into falling. And again, allowing falling and relaxing. It's an effortless kind of effort, relaxing. It's a form of trusting. Consciousness has got this one. We just relax. And we're not relaxing in this case to get to the other side, because there is no other side. What we're really doing is coming into harmony with what is arising. And maybe right about this time you've relaxed so deeply that what this fear, whatever it is that you're encountering internally, maybe what it wants to do, what it wants, what your being wants, is to just fucking yell. And yelling is encouraged here. Yeah, we don't subscribe to you gotta sit silently without moving a muscle. Because for me, when fear wants to move through this system, I want to be standing. I want to be able to like shake my arms out, shake my legs out. It's going to vibrate my whole system. My hands might go cold. My feet might go cold. So I use my voice. If that's what I want to do. I like to be standing for fear. That helps it move through my system. Grounded sometimes. Maybe that means shoes off. Yeah, there might be some strange sensations in the body after doing that. Sometimes it's like a real heaviness in my legs. And personally, for me, right, I sat a lot of formal meditation first couple years after my awakening experience. And that has not been obvious for me to do the last number of years. The last number of years, what it looks like more is I like to be busy. I like to be moving. There's a lot of flow with life. And so for me, it's really about when I get stuck somewhere, somewhere heavy, there's something, that is having difficulty moving through my system. That's when I like to sit formally. I sit down, I'm not doing anything. If there's resistance, if there's feeling, I encounter it. If it starts to run away, it starts to hide, whatever it is, then I just relax more deeply. And either it comes up or it doesn't. And if it doesn't come up, it's not the time. And if it does come up, I allow it to come up. And it's this dance of encountering my edge. I'm relaxing into my edge. And if you've never done this before, a good, slow, maybe a beginner class, yoga class, can be a great foundation for learning to breathe and relax when encountering resistance. And even maybe we're the kind of person who doesn't much care for resistance. So in this case, putting ourselves in a position to experience and feel resistance, right? I'm going to do something difficult for my body, seemingly unnatural. So I can learn a new way of being with feelings and sensations that I find uncomfortable. And this is fundamental. This is what it's all about. This is how every successful form of psychology works, is bringing consciousness to what's inside of us that's uncomfortable. They've all got different techniques for that. Some more direct than others about what they're doing. And the essence of what they're all doing is the same, right? It's bringing consciousness to that which was semi-conscious or unconscious in ourselves. And when we encounter energies, feelings, thoughts within ourselves, without resistance, pushing away, or indulgence, getting lost in, giving life and energy to, whatever it is. There's this action of dissolving. The material starts to dissolve back into consciousness. Oh, what a pretty hawk. I don't really see hawks land just a few feet above the ground very often. You hear my neighbor going at something in his yard. The chainsaws are going. Yeah. So if there's something to practice, this is the practice. This is what dissolves that which is blocking our experience of awakeness.